Hey friends, Editing Fiona here. Sorry this video is up so late, but we've been down with COVID for the last 2 and a bit weeks. Um, Mom and I finally tested negative on Sunday. Dad was tested negative early, but I just wasn't in the headspace to edit or anything, so I really hope you enjoy this. I had fun doing it, I had fun reading the book, so I just hope you really enjoy it, but let's go on to the video. Hello friends and welcome to the next episode of A Book and a Bake. I hope you enjoy this. I have had so much fun with this video. I really have. The bake part was just great to do because I actually pre-recorded the bake part before I started doing this, but never mind. Yeah, I had great fun with the bake part because my mum came and helped me, and also Dad got in the action as well. So you'll see both of them in that video, and then the bake part of the video. So, Blue Skies, Blue Eyes by Cali Black. Cali very kindly reached out to me and asked me, would I be willing to review this book for her? She'd got my details from another author that she's friendly with that I've done reviews for, so she reached out and said, would you mind? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. And I am just so grateful and happy that she reached out to me because I love this book. I gave this book 5 out of 5. It was one of my most favourite reads of the year so far, I think. So what's it about? So we meet Carrie, and Carrie is coming back to what was her grandmother's cabin. And she hasn't been back there since she was a teenager. Because the last time herself and her whole extended family were there, her grandmother passed away and various things happened that there's been a split in the family. But they've decided now that really the cabin needs to be cleared out and it needs to be sold. And nobody else is basically willing to do it, but Carrie has said, look, I'll go and do it. I'm quite happy to do it. And she arrives in the middle of a snowstorm and her car goes in a ditch, and she ends up being found and helped by this man. And she sees this man, she looks at this man and thinks, you look familiar, but I don't know how you're familiar. He immediately recognizes her. And they met once, one summer, the final summer they were at the cabin. Herself and CJ met. He remembers it vividly. She remembers it vividly, but doesn't connect the young man or the young boy or the teenage boy with CJ. Okay. So he helps her in various ways while she's clearing out the cabin. And the more time they spend together, the more they're attracted to each other. But he knows and she knows she's only there for 4 months to clear the cabin out, and that's it. And as I say, they're getting closer and closer, and he is very sure of things, she's not. But he is also worrying because he is hiding something from her. He's hiding his identity. He knows who she is, and they have met before. Something happens that she ends up finding out, not from him, who he is, and she just, I wouldn't say she loses the plot, but she is very, very angry. And so there's that side of the story. Will they get back together? Will this split be complete? What does this split do to both of them? It's not just, both of them were invested in this relationship. What does this him, shall I say, keeping secrets, what does that do to the relationship, and how can they get it back? Can they not? So that is one side of the story. The other side of the story is, can the family ever come back together again after the big bust up? And if they can, how will that manifest itself? What will the relationships be like between Carrie and her cousins, between her dad and his sister? You know, what will all of that mean? It was so well written. Carrie is a fantastic character. I loved her from the off. I loved Clay from the off. He was gentle, he was caring, he was kind. Yes, he was hiding something. He should have told her earlier on. But if that happened, then the story would not have been the way it was. I really liked the fact that Carrie was like, you know what, she got stuck into tidying out the cottage. She made cookies for Clay as a thank you because she knew he was working so hard at his own ranch, but he would come over and spend time doing things for her, helping her. And she baked him chocolate chip cookies as a thank you. So there was all of this, and then you got little, you got descriptions of the cabin, you got descriptions of Clay's house, you got descriptions of another part of the farm that he and his dad and his brother have been working on, and you're told the ideas that they have for this property. I'm not joking, I want to go there. I really would love to go and see. I know these places are fictitious, but if they were real, I would want to go because it just sounds so nice. I am a sucker for log cabins, totally. It is on my bucket list that I would love to spend a holiday in a log cabin. End of period. I want to do that. So that equally invested me in this story. But just the plot line and how was he going to tell her? Was he going to tell her? When was he going to tell her? What would she do? What would her reaction be once he told her? But of course, we don't get that because she found out alternatively. Do yourselves a favour, friends. Go and get this book. This is a debut book, okay? This is Cali Black's debut novel. And for a debut, it is absolutely superb. There was an offer on Amazon yesterday. I don't know if it's still on. Yesterday was Thursday, the 2nd of November, as I'm filming this. I don't know if it's still available to buy for free on Amazon. I would go check. I think it's on KU as well. But I got the second book yesterday because it was on offer for free, and I am so looking forward to reading it because and I know the third book is coming out, as I say, this month at some point. I will leave the names of all three books in this series so far down below in the description bar, or in the description box. Go get it because you will not be disappointed. It's one of these books that you will just sit down and you'll be so engrossed and so invested in this book. Time will just fly, honestly. I am really looking forward to seeing where this goes next, and I think I know who she's picked as her second for the second book because I actually haven't looked at it at all. I haven't even looked at the description of it. So I think I know who she's chosen next, and if it is, I'm like, yes, I so want to see what happens, and I know what I would like to happen. Whether it will or not, I don't know, but I am hoping against hope that this is what's going to happen because that would just make me extra happy. But yes, so as I say, go and buy yourself this book, and I'm now going to hand over to my other self and my baking self, and I really hope that you enjoy the bake part of this because it's so fun. I know that in the kind of the introduction, I say in the main character is Carrie, and I say she makes chocolate chip cookies for Clay, I've taken a spin. I've put a spin on it, my own spin, which I hope you'll enjoy. But let's go bake, friends. Bye. Welcome to the bake part of this video. You know you're getting older when you have to actually put your specs on to read the recipe that you've printed out. Yeah, it's that kind of time for me now. It's like, you know, you kind of peer at things going, what the heck is that? And you move it further away going, am I actually still seeing that? So anyway, we're doing cookies. We're doing chocolate chip cookies. And that's what the main character in the book gave, you know, her young man as a kind of a thank you at times. But I'm elevating my cookies in some ways. I'm not just doing plain chocolate chip cookies. I'm doing double chocolate cherry cookies. So it's going to be almost like a Black Forest Gateau cookie. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. I am making changes to the recipe and I will explain those changes as we go along. I will have a Sue cookie maker with me. Mum's going to come and help. So here she is. There she is. Yoo-hoo. So she's going to come and help. So we're going to start by weighing our ingredients, and as I say, I'll tell you our changes as we go along. But I hope you're really going to enjoy this. I'm looking forward to it anyway. Okay, first thing we're doing, we've moved, it's easier, we've found actually in our older generation age, both of us, it's actually easier to weigh things out on the kitchen table than to do it at the height of the work surface over there. And also we do not have a lot of counter space. We watch the Property Brothers with jalousy, as one of my friends would call it, because the amount of kitchen space that they create for people is like, oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm using Ina, dear old Ina Garten. Well, she's not old. Well, maybe she is. Well, she's older, okay? No offense to Ina. I love the Barefoot Contessa. I love her programs, and I love this recipe. But we play with this recipe, okay? So the first change we're doing, and it's quite a biggie, is we are not using butter. We are using a natural plant-based spread because it's healthier. Hold on, there's something else I need to bring. We are also going to use extra virgin olive oil. We're doing half and half, or maybe 3/4 Flora, and 1/4 of the olive oil. We're going healthier in these biscuits because my other half is having to cut down on saturated fats, as is Mum. So we're trying to make these as healthy as we possibly can. So first of all, we're just going to weigh out our fats, and for the sugar, it's half and half. It's light brown sugar, and we're using xylitol as a sugar alternative. And you are supposed to have, what is it, something silly, you like 440 grams of sugar. No, it will get about 150, 200. You know, it's maximum. Like maximum, exactly. So we're cutting down the sugar as well. So we will just start measuring and we'll come back to you. Okay, we don't have plain flour because we've run out. So we're just going to use strong bread flour, friends. I mean, I guess I could, if I wanted to make them mega healthy, add some wholemeal flour to it as well, but I'm not going to do that. So 280 grams. So we're just now weighing out the dry ingredients. Because at the moment the eggs are too cold. Didn't take them out of the fridge soon enough. So 280 grams, yeah.
God almighty.
So there we go. So yeah, so as I say, we're just going to weigh everything out before we start putting it together. Okay, so Mum at the moment is, hold on till I take you over to her. She's mixing together the flour, the cocoa, the baking soda and the salt. It has to be sieved at some point, but we will do that. We're now going on to the chocolate. And I happen to find these. These are the ones that Ina uses. I don't know how I found them at Dobie's Garden Centre. Or at I found them in Lakeland, I tell a lie. And I just grabbed them. So I'm going to use those now. Ina uses 750 grams of white chocolate. My plan for these cookies, I'm going to use 300 grams of the chocolate. And then I'm going to take these glassy cherries. You can get them, although ours comes from Tesco, you can get them anywhere. I'm going to wash them to get rid of the sugar and dry them, and I'm going to cut them up into bits. I'm going to sort of try and maybe make almost like 400 or 350 grams of, you know, chocolate and cherries. And then I have one other trick up my sleeve. Instead of using vanilla extract, I am using black cherry essence. I'm not joking, this stuff is fantastic. Oh, you don't need very much of it, you know, but oh, the flavour it gives you. So I'm going to just stop waffling now and get on. Okay, I've washed the cherries. There's still got some residue of sugar on it, but that's fine. There's not going to be that much. I just rinse them really well in a sieve under hot water. So that's fine. So I'm now going to stop my hands getting even stickier when I've washed them. I'm going to just spear them with a fork and cut them up with our handy dandy knife. This knife, we were in Austria on holiday and we needed something to cut something in a picnic one day or before, and we went into a hardware store and they were selling this knife, and we wrapped it up very carefully and put it in our
35 years ago.
It was 35 years ago we got this knife, and it's still going strong, and we call it our Austrian knife. So I'm going to use our Austrian knife to just chop that probably maybe in half or maybe in quarters. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to see what it looks like. I would cut it in half, and then if I think it's too big, I'll then just put it into quarters. Okay, the cherries are cut, and what I've done is I've taken a wee bit of the cocoa flour mixture, and I've put it in here so I actually coat them. This way it will stop them actually falling within the mixture.
Did you put any more in, Fiona?
No, I didn't. I just left it that. What do you think, Jane? I need more.
Yeah, you sticking this away.
Right, Mum's gonna.
Where did I put it?
Where did you put it? That's a good question. We have now lost the flour mixture. Where the? Don't tell me you took it out of here. No, you wouldn't have taken it through to the office, would you? Or put it in the fridge? No, it's not in the fridge. Oh, come on, this is... Hold on. Right, hold on. We'll be back in a minute when we find the flour. Okay, we did find it. It was actually... yeah, we found it. It was staring us in the face. So Mum's going to add a little bit more of the flour mixture to... See, that's... should stop them...
Because cherries are sticky.
It should stop them, shall we say, falling within the mixture. But, we'll see. But hopefully... they'll evenly distribute, or is it distribute? Distribute, right, that's good. So, right, while Mum's doing that, I want to let you see, she says, trying to open this, that's it. That's what the fat and the sugar look like having been combined. It's very soft. It's a lot softer than the recipe would normally be because we have used oil, but I'm happy with that. It's probably going to end up being, these cookies are going to be rolled anyway. I'm going to roll them into a log, so that's going to be absolutely fine.
Next time.
So we now do the cherry essence now. I'm only going to add a couple of drops, she says. Don't really be able to see. 1, 2, 3. I'll do 4 to begin with.
No, you won't.
Oh, Mum's decided we're not. So Mum's
5.
We're doing 5, and we'll taste it.
Even number.
We'll taste it and see what it's like once we've given this a mix.
Try that again.
Okay, we added more extract because we couldn't taste it. Normally this one is quite potent, but maybe because the olive oil, it might not be quite so potent. So we've added more. So I'm going to mix again. Okay, another taste. So I just swipe. I'm afraid I swipe my finger. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Cool. So now, is it the eggs? I think it's the eggs next.
Just one at a time.
It's one at a time. And what I'm going to do is, there's a little trick my mama taught me, because Mama taught me good. Hold on. Okay, so we're adding one egg at a time. So that's the first one in. Now I'm going to add a little bit of flour, the flour mixture, because Mum always told me to add a wee bit of flour mixture, because it should stop the mixture curdling. Doesn't always work, but so we're going to give this a really good mix, and then we'll come back. Okay, the second egg's gone in, and again a wee bit more flour. Now what I will say is I scrape down between each beating. on my bowl because I think it just helps everything get together. Mix, that's the word I'm looking for, mix better. So I'm going to mix this in really well again. Okay, we've taken the bowl off the mixer because we have to sift the flour. So do you want to put it in?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put it in. It's very hard actually to do this in a video at the same time. It's very helpful having a thuthiff.
No, I wash it up with it.
Oh no, not a wash it up with it. So, and Mum, we've also added the cherries to the chocolate. So that goes in. And I'll put that back on and give this a wee mix, and then I'll put the chocolate chips and the cherries in and give it a wee mix as well. But I'll let you see what this looks like once it's been mixed. Okay, so that's what it looks like once I have put the flour in. I'm now going to add in the chocolate chips, and I'm just going to gently mix this all together, and we'll see what it looks like when it's finished. I think the mixture is going to be a lot softer. It's definitely a lot softer. I think the biscuits themselves are going to be a lot softer, but that's fine, but we'll see what it looks like. Okay, that's all mixed together, she says. It is, as you can see, it's a softer mixture than you would get with butter, but that's okay. Now, Ina uses an ice cream scoop to scoop her cookies out, and I occasionally do that, but the cookies are way too big for us. We don't eat big cookies. So I think what I plan to do for the batch that I'm going to cook, I'm going to get my CSI gloves on, and I'm just going to do little, like, sort of, shall we say, table-sized balls of dough, roll them up and put them on the sheet pan, which I have here with one of these handy-dandy silicone liners. So yeah, so we have another member of the family. He's hiding. You're hiding from me.
I told you I was a washer up. He's a dryer up.
I'm just a simple servant.
Yeah. We take good care of you though, don't we?
I have to admit, yes. Occasionally I get to go to the ball.
So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll let you see what we do with the rest of the mixture once we're finished. Last. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to use my tablespoon sort of measure and just scoop that out and maybe roll them, I don't know, but we'll see what it looks like when. So I'm just going to, see if I can do this. Put that in like that, scrape it up the bowl, and then I shall see if I can just plop that on using a knife, because I've left a little gap. Using the knife, plop it onto the sheet pan. Okay, so I've just done a dozen, and what I need to do now is I'm trying to do this one-handed. So I've now got I've dampened my hand a wee bit, and I've just flatten them down slightly. So I'm just doing kind of that. So I'm just going to
Don't put too much water in your eyes. I'll do that.
It's okay, I don't need to do it.
Use both hands.
There we go. So I'm just sort of damping them down. As I say, because I'm not using an ice cream scoop, they're not uniform in size. Do I care? No. Will they taste?
That one.
Will they taste nice? Hopefully. Excuse me.
We'll eat them anyway.
We'll eat them anyway. They do. But
That's
hopefully
fine.
That's fine. There we go. So they now go into the oven, and I'll let you see what they look like when they come out. Right, it's okay. Sorry. Okay, we have all of that left. And what I've done is I've got out some baking parchment. And what we're going to attempt to do is put this onto the baking parchment and kind of roll it. Yeah, we'll see. But that's what we're going to try and do. So I'm not going to let you see I was attempting to do it, because it could become quite a bourach, and I don't really think you want to see a bourach. And for those of you that a bourach is a mess, okay? In Scottish Gaelic, bourach means mess. So we will see what it looks like once we've got it actually looking nice and neat. Okay, we've put 2 dollops on there. We've still got more left because Mum actually reckons we're going to be able to get two rolls out of this. We'll see. So she's now just sort of bringing them together, and we'll put them together and then probably just fold fold the paper over and roll it like that in a log, am I right? Oh, you see, occasionally I can work things out. I actually haven't tasted the dough yet, but I will taste it because I'm hoping the way no, just no, put that in. Oh gosh,
Don't
Mum.
argue.
Oh, and look at this, I get to do baby bit.
Open. Leave my finger. Honest to goodness. Can't take you anywhere.
Oh, that tastes good, guys. That tastes so nice. So what we're doing is we're rolling up in the parchment, and then we're gonna roll that in cling film.
Might not need to.
Mum, or can we just put it into a bag?
I think
Mum just thinks we might be able to just put it into a bag. Because look how well that's rolled. Brilliant. That's great. So we're just going to re-roll that up, and then we'll put it into a bag and it'll go into the freezer. And then when we want to get more cookies, we just unroll the roll, chop off what we need, slice it, and put it into the oven. So that's the first roll done. I'll go and get the parchment ready for the second roll. So Dad's tasting the dough. We gave him the spoon, unlike me sucking Mum's finger. Right, well, this is the second log we've got out of it, so that's going to be great. As I say, this will keep in the freezer for a couple of months, so it means that I'm now actually ahead on some Christmas baking, which is really good because my other half will get some of these probably in his stocking, or for Christmas, which is great. It means I know I've made them and I don't have to think about that.
Oh, good, you just keep the dog away from you.
No, the dog can't have them because there's crocos, the chocolate in them, so that's no worry. It's actually keeping him away from them. So Mum's just going to do exactly the same as she did with the last lot. Just roll it into a log, and we'll just freeze them in the freezer. As I say, they will do for at least 2 months, if not more, which is absolutely fantastic. But they do taste, it does taste really, really nice. I'm looking forward to actually tasting the actual cookie itself once it's baked. If I do this, that's them in the oven just now. So yes, we need to clean our oven, I know, but never mind. But oh, they look good, and the smell in here is delightful. So as I say, we've got the two logs out of it. I put what it is and a date on it in a nice bag, in one of these zip bags, and it now just goes and sits in the freezer, and I'll just take it out when I need it, chop some slices off, and put them in the oven. If I don't use all the dough in the one log in one go, it goes back into the freezer. So it's really, really handy to have this in your freezer for whenever you need them. Okay, we didn't take into consideration the fact that I use a smaller amount than Ina, so they are a wee bitty on the overdone side, but that'll be fine. They're not totally blackened to billio, although it kind of looks it on here, but actually when you sort of see them, it's the dark chocolates, it's not going to matter too much. But we'll taste them later on and let you know what we think. But if you're making them this kind of the size I do, I would cut, instead of 15 minutes, I think I would make it, 10, or just so they don't get too dark. Okay, Mum's going to be the first one to taste the cookies. So she's giving it full inspection. I haven't actually cut mine in half yet. What's the texture like? Well,
Nice.
Okay, right.
It's almost crumbly.
Is it more like a cake, or is it still a cookie?
No, it's still a cookie, but a nice crumbly texture on the inside.
Pa?
Yep, I can see, melted bits of chocolate inside
Oh,
it,
cool.
so that's good.
And it's not sweet.
No. Again, crumbly but not hard.
I think
It's more melt in the mouth, I would
I
say.
think that's because we've used the mixture of oils. So
Lovely.
there's the texture of it, friends. It does look really nice. So I'll switch this round so I can taste it. Here we go. Crisp on the outside, soft on the inside.
But not soft.
No,
But not
Spongy
soft, not spongy soft. Oh, that is really nice. And the cherry flavour is coming through.
And it's not sweet.
No, definitely not sweet.
No.
So
It's not sweet, but it's not bitter either. It's
No.
No.
just right.
so keeper,
Mm-hmm.
definitely
Too
keeper.
true.
So, so nice. So friends, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of A Book and a Bake. I've loved the book and I've loved doing the bake with my mum and my dad. It's been great fun. But I will leave the link to the original recipe, which is, I say, it's Ina Garten, the Barefoot Contessa's. I have made changes. If you want to know the exact changes I've made to this recipe, please feel free to drop me a DM. I'll be happy to share the changes I made. But as I say, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please go and pick up the book Blue Skies and Blue Eyes. It is so good. It's her, as I say, it was her debut novel. The second one I've just got, I'm really looking forward to it, and the third one comes out soon as well. I will leave all the details down in the description box. But until my next video, friends, stay safe, happy reading. Bye.